What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in Channel 99. I've got with me a fellow photographer. His name is DJ. He's from DC, and we talked a lot about like photography, car accidents. What else? Mostly photography. We kind of geeked on like you've done some really cool stuff.
I mean, I was more nervous than Donald Trump at a Black Lives Matter rally this episode. This is also my first time ever doing a podcast, so yeah.
Dude, you killed it.
Like my thoughts don't keep up with my words when I'm speaking sometimes, so yeah.
No apologies, man.
I think that's more common than anything else, though. So
it was a great show.
A lot of people.
Dude, it was a great show. You held yourself together very well. You had good composition.
It was the fucking vodka that had me on that fucking rant about the car accident.
It's that Stroika.
That's the shit they use to clean the fucking hibachi grills with.
It's
be careful with it.
That's what I used to clean my cast iron with. That and some Epsom salts. But yeah, my dog plays piano, by the way, in case everybody heard that. So
I was just high as shit.
No, she's just she's jamming, dude.
Bro, you about to go viral with that shit. Everyone subscribe to his dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone make sure you go check out my photography work.
Yeah. Where can everybody find you?
On Instagram, you can find me at jetlag.media. Yeah. And
same thing on Facebook. Do you have a Facebook page?
Oh yeah, Facebook. It is at DJ Davis Photography. I tried to change the name to Jetlag Media, but it was like request deny. Like, why is that?
You got to do it like
you
got to get like 20 times, man. I had to do it for one of my other pages.
It's fucking retarded.
Took forever.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb as shit.
And if you have too many followers, then it won't let you change it. So I think that's the case. I know that's the case with Instagram, but
no one likes my shit. Well, okay, there's like 5 people that like my stuff on Facebook, but most of it, IG is the plug. That's also what we discussed today too.
Yeah, we did. We talked a little bit about some social media stuff.
Yeah, and just because if you get taught something to learn how to succeed doesn't mean you failed the first time. It just means you lack the knowledge to succeed at the moment.
And you've also succeeded at figuring out how to improve yourself, right? So you can always be successful. It's just how you kind of look at it, I guess. But all right, everybody, make sure you subscribe, give us 5 stars, pass the episode along, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.
Shut up and sit down.
7 a.m. by the time we pull in, we in there chilling. We get to the hotel room, we're in the lobby chilling and shit. They give us a room, and we just crash out for like 4 or 5 hours. And we had by that time we woke up, it was like 1 in the afternoon. We had all day to explore and shit. So we explored Utah, we explored a little bit of Salt Lake. We had a good old time. Go back to the room, kick it, at some bars locally, whatever. Get back on the road the next morning, driving back to Idaho. Well, trying to get back to Idaho. Halfway, not even halfway, just 20 minutes down the road. We're just cruising down the I'm just driving down the highway and shit. A motherfucker with, this motherfucker just drives up and he's just swerving and shit. So I'm like,
super faded.
He's on something. I mean, maybe he was like, reaching for directions or some shit. My man was on something.
Yeah.
But he's swerving, so I get out the way. I go over like 2 or 3 lanes and shit. And he drives past, going. Next thing you know, he's slowing down and shit. We pass him again. I ain't think nothing of it. I'm just trying to get the fuck out of Dodge. We trying to get back to Mountain Home. I was supposed to have a date like later on that evening. And next thing you know, I'm just cruising along. I look at my rearview mirror. There's that same car. It's right on my bumper. Then, boom.
No
hits
shit.
Me in the back. I'm like, oh, shit. My homies, they like, oh, shit, what the fuck's going on? We look over. This guy is now cutting across 4 lanes of traffic. And it hits the Jersey wall, hits the barrier on the side of the fucking highway. Fucking sparks and shit fly. The car kicks up on the fucking side and shit. Keeps going and shit, goes down another lane, and then finally comes to a stop on the side of the road. I mean, we pull over and shit, and we're just like, what the fuck just happened? This motherfucker that's driving, he jumps out the front seat and jumps in the back.
What? What?
Like, no
Did you guys
shit.
like stop to see what was going on?
Yeah, we stopped. Like, once he hit us, we started slowing down, and he cut across the 3 or 4 lanes, and we instantly like I started just pulling over to like the far, the right shoulder.
Try to avoid him, or just like to keep an eye on this dude?
Well, he had hit me and then passed me and then cut across and crashed into the side of the Jersey wall and shit. And
he just hops in the back seat.
Yeah, then he hops in the back seat and says, "This big girl's driving." And I mean a big girl, like none. I'm not dissing y'all big girls. I mean I love y'all too, but I'm just saying, this bitch was like, oh, okay, I didn't say this bitch. 2019. Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry,
dude. You're on Channel 9. It doesn't fucking matter.
Okay, well this big woman,
yeah,
she was in the passenger seat. No, she was in the back seat.
So she hops out and runs around the front or the back.
No, she didn't hop out.
She just chilled
She's
there?
just sitting and she's just chilling.
So the
but
cop's
he's
like,
trying to say she's driving. She weighed at least she was at least a good 290, bro. And she was at least like 6'2".
Oh, that's a big girl.
Yeah, so how the fuck is she gonna just go? How you gonna say she driving but she getting out the back seat?
Or if like the cop says get in the front seat, she is completely smashed.
She has no way. And the little dude was only like 5'2" and like maybe 110 pounds.
No way. He was on something, dude.
Oh yeah, he got a DUI.
So you guys were a witness at that point. Is that what happened?
Well, we were the victim and the witness. Yeah, I mean, he hit my car. And then, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And
yeah,
then
totally
crashed on the side of the road and shit. But, yeah, the cop did the whole breathalyzer and stuff and did a field sobriety test. Yeah, he was on some. They didn't ever say what it was, but, yeah, it was a DUI for him. Yeah. And the guy who was riding shotgun, he got arrested for outstanding warrants.
Oh, okay. So there was a dude riding shotgun in the front.
Yeah, his buddy riding shotgun.
Oh, the big girl was in the back.
And the big girl's in the back.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought she was in the front.
Nah, the big girl's in the back. So he's trying to say this big girl, and you will never guess her name. You would never guess her name.
I don't know.
Judy
Sarah.
comes at night.
No shit.
Dog. It's on the insurance paperwork. I had to file the claim. Judy comes at night was apparently
all one word?
Comes at night is her last name. I don't know where Judy is. But hey, if you out there.
What's up? Dude, that's hilarious,
that's just
man.
wild. Like, I mean, yeah. We could probably like edit out all that extra shit talking about like the lead up.
No, dude, this is Channel 99, bro. This is great. This is
I don't
funny.
know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just on autopilot.
This is how it rolls, bro. Everybody's gonna like this. This is a great show, man. Don't be nervous. You're totally good. And plus, we don't have enough time to film like a full episode now. It's 8:20.
We talked about car crashes.
I can cut some stuff out, but
yeah, you can definitely. Cut out
I'll see. We're before 20 minutes. I'll find it, dude, and I'll just cut it out. But
yeah,
dude, why
photography?
Yeah, everybody who's listening in, thanks for tuning in. Usually I say that in the beginning of the episode.
Oh yeah, my name is DJ. What's up, guys?
With Jetlag Media.
Yep. Follow me on IG jetlag at jetlag.media, aka your favorite stoner.
That's what's up. And dude, I think we're just basically talking about everything at this point. I don't even think people even care that I'm introducing you. They already heard the intro.
Shit, the intro was fucking just bullshit.
Yeah, no, that's what it's all about, though. So, dude, you do a lot of different stuff with media. I honestly wanted to pick your brain and talk to you a little bit about photography, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because, dude, you have like a super dope style, and it's very natural. Does that make sense?
Like organic, you mean?
Like your colors, and do you even edit your photos, or are those just raw? You just throw them up?
Yeah, I retouch them.
You do retouch them? Because they look, the reason why I say that is because they look like they're a raw photo, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's actually been my goal So it's cool, like, for another photographer to get that feedback. So
well, that's how I get it. I
right.
honestly thought, I was like, dude, this guy's raw photos are insane. Because I have to retouch mine. I do Lightroom and Photoshop. Like, the raw photos look good. Like, I could post those, but like,
yeah, but
you gotta add a little bit of style.
Yeah.
But you don't overdo it at all. I thought they were raw because some people, like, I look at their photos and I'm like, yo, the saturation, or like, I get people have their own style and I have mine, and some of my colors are super intense, but like, you have like that natural look to your photos. So that's one reason I wanted to have you on, was just to kind of pick your brain about like your style, and like what kind of influences you as far as like taking photos, because I can see you're passionate about it, right?
Oh yeah, I love photography, man. I've been doing it since everyone in my high school knew me. Like, so 2009, I think. Well, I started photography in like 08, 09.
So did you use are you like all digital, or do you have film? Do you actually use like a film? Like, I have a Nikon SLR. I use 35 millimeter, 400 speed. Yeah. And so, and I can interchange my other lenses with these. And I just ordered like a film scanner, so I can scan it in at like 22 megapixels or whatever, and it just transfers right over to my phone.
Yeah, I shoot with just a well, currently I'm shooting with a Sony A6300.
Okay.
So I have a mirrorless now.
I was just gonna ask, a mirrorless, yeah.
But beforehand though, everything I was shooting was Nikon. So I was shooting with a Nikon D5100 for the longest. But before that, like, I started out on a Nikon D40. The first camera I ever used was like a Canon Rebel though. But
yeah,
after like my high school though, only had Nikon D40s and stuff. So
I like Canon though.
Yeah, Canon is sharp. I mean, but it's like, you know, Nikon to Canon is just like, you know, iPhone to Samsung. Like,
it really is.
It's just, you know, you're gonna get a different performance. You're gonna get like
same quality,
but just a different, you know, look
experience.
To it.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I mean, for my my objective though with photography, well, now at this point with retouching and posting my photos, it is to make it look more natural than more like over edited or over saturated or overdone. I mean, but there's nothing wrong with that style for people who you can make it like where it does seem like, yeah, this person obviously redid it. Like, I mean, edited their photos and oversaturated or did this with the exposure or lighting or shadows. But who am I to judge? I'm not
exactly
perfect. Everyone has their own style, and that's one thing I love about photography too. It's like so many different genres and niches to it where, you know, your creativity can run wild and you can, you know, make your art essentially.
Exactly.
But, and I draw my inspiration from, I mean, I love the entertainment industry. You know, everyone loves, you know, a certain musician or a certain comedian. And I love what's happening behind the scenes of that. I love being able to capture their story or capture a moment in time forever frozen that we can't physically ever go back to unless we have time travel.
Totally.
But we can go back visually and look at it. And I'm glad to be able to be one of those kind of magicians in a way to capture and freeze that moment and display it to the public and give it and when you work for, you know, different clients, like I work for a couple people out in LA right now, and I'm actually, by the time you guys hear this, I'll probably be out in Cali smoking on some gelato and shit, rolling up in Sacramento. But with those people out there, I mean, they love my work and stuff, so whenever they you know, getting their reaction from it, just getting their reaction, like how happy and satisfied they are, and the value I bought them by being there to document this experience for them. It's like, you know, just it's satisfying to me because they're happy and I'm happy.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters to me for real. Is are my customers happy? Yeah. Well, no. Oh, well, I'm still happy with the photography because it's my photo anyway.
Yeah.
So,
dude, that's exactly how I feel. Like, in fact, I've never charged for my work.
Really?
100%.
Well, how long have you been doing photography for?
Only like 7 months.
Okay. But that's And that's usually how it is too. I mean, in this
I'm
kind of
building
industry,
my portfolio.
You have to build your portfolio and exchange time for time.
Services. But I get like, dude, when I go to shows, like I do now, I do the majority of like a lot of the shows at the Reef. And I can basically just walk into the majority of the venues anyways. I'm doing Lyrics Born tomorrow, like
Nice.
4 Lyrics Born, which is cool for me because like the majority of my work started out doing like metal and like
that's how
metalcore stuff.
And that's where my story started in Idaho too, with photography.
With like just
I
metalcore.
I was shooting a metal band actually.
Yeah.
There's a band that used to be named Villainous.
Yeah.
I don't know. They kind of dismembered, but I still keep in contact with a couple of the band members through Facebook every once in a while. But yeah, I was in the metal scene and the rock scene and stuff a little bit, but I was only with one band. I wasn't like at different venues and stuff.
Honestly, I think that taught me so much about photography just because I was always playing. I had very limited equipment, right? Like at the time when I was doing this, and I still use this camera, the D3400.
Yeah.
The Nikon, just like a like a compact. Yeah, it's nothing fancy, but like I mean, it sends the photos right to my phone right away, so I can edit them if I'm at the show. Like I can go through them and see like which ones I like, just edit through them. And then now that I've introduced the 750, the D750, which is a full frame, then I've got like completely unique styles that I can work with 2 cameras, but like I can marry the two. Does that make sense? Like I'm able to kind of blend the 2 styles of the cameras with completely different lenses. Like I'm running a Sigma Art on my 750, which is not a cheap lens, but it's not for like dark venues. Like I'm starting to realize that as much as I enjoy the dark venue style and as much as it taught me, it's like I want to branch out more into like the natural lighting scene. I need to buy new lenses anyways with like a lower f-stop on them. Everything I have is like, this is a 3.5, the rest are like a 4.
My recommendation for that though is like,
but it's all manual. I don't do anything automatic. So every shot I do is a manual. It's all everything's a manual like change. I work with all the ISO.
You meant manual, like the settings. I thought like manual lenses.
And these are manual lenses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I do manual lenses and
I do manual settings as well. But when you say everything's manual lenses, though, I'm like, whoa, this guy.
Yeah, I go full manual when I do it.
Over here, folks.
No, well, but you take a lot of photos to get the right one, right? Like you have to be
you gotta keep shooting
moving.
Shot. I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. But dude, I'm blown away you're on a mirrorless though. On a mirrorless camera?
Oh yeah.
Like you're using a mirrorless?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's still not a full frame yet either.
But I
it's still pretty nifty. I mean, I just started using it at the beginning of this year, actually, and just combining my experience that I have from the shooting Nikon all these years, putting it on the Sony, read a couple tutorials, talk to a couple people on IG about it.
Yeah.
And then just get out there and experiment. I mean, and just keep practicing, keep shooting. And it's like the capability of this camera, especially in low light. Like
Sony's amazing, bro.
Oh my, I love it.
Dude, your photos are so good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, for real, man.
And I mean, and then when you shoot with the Sony, it's like you don't need to retouch it as much as shooting with a Nikon because
with your
the ISO
style.
setting. Yeah, I mean,
with your style.
Plus, like the ISO on the Nikon, like the 3400, the 5000 series on up, until you get to like a full frame, the noise is really loud when you have to shoot the ISO above like 1600 or even 800.
And that's the highest, dude. And that's the highest I go is 1600.
Dog,
and
the Sony
speed,
goes up to the Sony ISO is like 64,000.
Well, I mean, these go up really high. These go up really high, but I don't shoot outside of 1600, and I lower my shutter speed. And the reason why I do that is because it does look grainy if I go above 1600. Like I can't. It's difficult for me to correct it.
But you can shoot that high
in Sony and have
Sony,
no
and it'll
grain.
still be really like zero grain, zero noise. Like it is crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
even when you do blend it with the noise and you retouch it a little bit through Photoshop, it will still give you an amazing outcome.
Well, I was
Amazing product.
Yeah, the only reason why I stuck with Nikon was because I have the V1, the mirrorless. But my lens that
you
I
have a Nikon mirrorless one?
I do.
Oh,
I have a full
that's so
set, man.
dope.
Yeah, like I got a full set.
That's tight, man.
The V1, honestly, some of my favorite photos I've ever taken are with the V1. They're so clean, and the colors are dark. Like I was saying earlier, there was an argument that I read not too long ago about whether you would do a full frame versus a mirrorless camera, and it goes through and it compared like images of the same thing, same lighting, same settings and whatnot. And the mirrorless, it reaches out to a certain type of style and creativity. And I think the reason why your art resonates with me is because you've got great shadows, you've got good highlights, your whites aren't too bright, like however simple it is that you have to correct it.
I edit on my phone too.
Me too. All my shit's on my phone. Everything goes through my phone, and I use all free apps.
I use Photoshop Express.
That's what I use.
That's my
and
big
Lightroom.
secret, everyone.
In Lightroom.
Photoshop Express. Yeah, in the
Lightroom.
app.
So I go to Lightroom now. I just learned Lightroom like 3 weeks ago, but I go from Lightroom and then I just transfer it out, and I only do like a slight sharpness and my vignette and stuff, because you can do those a little better in Photoshop than Lightroom. Lightroom just has like a vignette setting. You can't actually change like the depth of the vignette. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I would definitely prefer to be editing on a PC or on a Mac. But the thing is, for me right now, I mean, I'm in the process of trying to get a computer so I can. I mean, I have like a decent little laptop, and it's has external hard drive connected to it, and it's good enough for me to transfer just to Google Drive. And if I do have like an old version of Photoshop on it, but it's.
Are you running Windows?
Yeah, I'm on Windows, but
I could probably hook you up, man.
I mean, I already have it, but the thing is with that camera, with that laptop it doesn't have like a full color
the
screen.
Power. Yeah.
And it's running out of memory and shit. So, thanks to today's technology and today's smartphones, and
that's what I do.
Wash it through in Photoshop Express and just hope for the best. And it seems like everyone loves my, people are in that my intended audience is picking up my work and they love it. So I guess I'm doing something right for now.
You are, dude.
I'm not trying to take any shortcuts or anything to any professionals listening, but that's just my process for the now until I can start making income from my passion.
Just do what you do, man.
Once the money started coming in, once I can afford to get a new laptop, and then I'll be straight.
Yeah.
Until then, Photoshop Express is my buddy, and that is how I do it. And fuck you if you don't like it.
I don't think it. Honestly, man, I don't even think it matters, dude. Because that's what I use.
It matters to some people, but I mean,
they think you're cutting corners or whatever. But dude, you know what? It's the people who buy your services and your product, like they don't give a flying fuck how you do it, as long as you do it.
Yeah, as long as they're happy and as long as I'm happy. And even if they're not happy, I'm still happy because I took the photo.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's your own personal property.
I've covered many things with photography, from air shows to parties, music festivals.
That was my next question, man.
What?
Well, my next question was, because I've gone through your portfolio at least like a few hundred photos back,
Okay.
And I was gonna ask, what's your? I was about to do the rodeo this last weekend, but I'm just booked out, dude. I'm doing Learsporn. I was supposed to do Death Proof for X Phantoms tomorrow, but I can't because
you're out here.
I'm all over the place. So I only typically do just band photography, a couple family photos, that I don't post or anything like that, because I like to keep. Yeah, I try to keep everything a little more fluent with my style.
Yeah.
And like family photos, I can kind of get aggressive, but like it's on my personal page.
I post those on Facebook.
Jack of all Tims or Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the coolest thing you've taken photos for?
Oh man, that is really hard to. That's a hard answer because with photography, I've always carried it with me during my times in the Air Force as a crew chief. So, even when I was deployed overseas, taking photos over there, like doing, just having the time, like the opportunity to go out to, like, you know, a desert where Aladdin could possibly be filmed at in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And watching the sunset over these fucking sand dunes. And it's like,
So like landscape kind of, like,
yeah, doing that landscape opportunity, or just even the opportunity of working. Like earlier this year, I flew to Dallas, Texas, and I worked with a couple of comedians, and that
I saw
was
those
really
photos.
cool. That was a really cool opportunity as well with the Did You Miss Me podcast crew. I mean, and just having that experience to kick it with them backstage, kick it with them outside of work, and, you know, just getting to know these people that you know, thousands and thousands of people get to view and see every day, or even the opportunity to shoot these concerts here in Boise.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everything's a cool experience because I like multiple things.
Me
Like,
too.
You won't know what you like until you taste it all.
Exactly.
You know.
Dude, I love that, man.
So it's like I like to keep, you know, my options open and be diverse with it. I mean, portrait photography, shooting models, yeah, that's cool. You know, a couple, you know, style or fashion type photography is cool too. But my main heart is with, like, yeah, landscapes of when I travel to new places, because there's a lot of people who don't have this opportunity to travel, to go network with other people to get, you know, possibly get your brand to the next level.
Yeah.
But so even along the journey, I would still like to document, you know, my journey and document what I get to experience and share with everyone else, for people who don't have the opportunity to come to these, you know, great places, even just across America. Like we were saying earlier, America is so diverse. Like, I've traveled across the country. I've driven across the country twice.
Yeah.
Like, I've been from D.C. up to New Jersey, up to New York City, and down to Florida. Like, and I've driven from D.C. to Idaho and back.
Dude,
So
same with me. This is crazy, bro.
And I've been to Cali, Oregon, and Washington. So I've explored coast to coast at this point, you know, and there's still so much to see in between in America, where it's almost like when you go to different states, like from D.C. to Idaho, it's like almost going to a whole new country. And then when you go from Idaho to Southern California, that's a completely new country.
Totally.
Especially in the wintertime when everything's green.
Dude, have you ever thought about maybe this is something like eventually I'd look into doing, like cultural photography for, like, the whatchamacallit, the fucking magazine National Geographic? Dude, how cool would that be?
That is one of my goals, man.
That would
that's
be
one
so
thing I do.
dope.
Be sitting there, I be smoking, I be watching these Nat Geo documentaries, like the Morgan Freeman ones, like The Story of Us and The Story of God. Like, I'd be sitting there smoking on my couch, like, fuck, what if I was the photographer, capturing, like, the BTS footage of this, and even having a chance to document my own experience as well in the process. So, like, that is my goal, like, or even just to have my work published in the Nat Geo. I mean, we had a magazine class, magazine program in my high school.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where my kickoff began with photography, and that was like my 10th grade year, I want to say.
Kind of like an aggressive style.
Well, that's when I had the opportunity to take a camera home every day.
Yeah.
And I was taking pictures all around the school. I was taking pictures like at every event. I was getting pulled out of classes to come take pictures of different events, or for different teachers or different principals or visitors coming around. Like, they noticed my work at a young age, and then got to a point where, you know, Obama was president. I was able to get to Andrews Air Force Base and get on base and take pictures of President Obama.
That's so sick, dude.
Yeah, and I took those pictures and sold it to all my old most of my old deans and principals and teachers. They were
sell the
loving
prints
it.
or what?
Yeah, just selling prints of Obama and Marine One, like getting off the helicopter and greeting the general at the base. Man. Like, people loved. I mean, I'm so grateful that at a young age, I had so many people supporting my dream at school. Like, from students to faculty to security guards. Like, there was a security guard that introduced me to a friend who was like a female rapper, and she, like, was paying me to come do photo shoots for her. And I'm like in, at that point I was like 11th grade or 12th grade. I can't remember. But it was still like early in my photography days, and they love the product still to this day and stuff. And it's like, imagine if social media in 2010, the way IG is now, if I would have had that start right now in 2010, bro, I would have never joined the Air Force. I mean, aviation was always my dream and passion, but my gift was photography. And if I had a bigger platform than Facebook, because Facebook was lit, it was jumping back then, but Instagram took it to a whole new level where you can just directly message
You can make money
who the
on
hell
it.
ever. Yeah, and you can just post a bunch of hashtags, add the location, and boom, people are looking at your work. Next thing you know, people were trying to, hey, what, can you do this? Can you do this? Are you interested in this?
Yeah.
I mean, if I had that head start back then, as big as Instagram is today, bro, it would be on a whole new level right now.
Same. I jumped in like, fuck, man, like last September. I started my my Channel 99 Instagram, and I always think about that same thing. Like, if I had gotten into this like 5 years ago, my account would be like 10 times what it is right now, just because like the opportunity back then was greater than it is now. It's more saturated nowadays.
Yeah, it's a saturated market.
Yeah, and everybody's grabbing for the same hashtags, and everybody wants a piece of the pie, which makes sense, but it's also the algorithm. You have to figure shit out. And and I did a couple techniques, and it got me a lot of followers really fast. But it was more work than I wanted to put into and that I had, because I also felt like maybe I was misleading people just by like adding them and then commenting on whatever it is and liking their shit. And then if they don't follow me back, I go through and unfollow them. Right.
I mean, you want to keep that ratio going.
You do. Definitely. And I do go through and I cull all the people out. I'm like, I don't even see these people. I don't know who the fuck they are. Like, I don't even know why I'm following them. And I go through and they are following me back. But it's like, if they want to continue to follow me, then they can follow me. But I don't engage with these people. I don't ever see their shit. They might be like fake accounts. Doesn't matter to me. But
Russian bots.
But, I do go through and clean it up. But like, it's a lot of work right now, and I'm doing so much, Yeah. But, so are you shooting with like a kit lens, or do you have an upgraded lens on this camera? What are you shooting with?
Oh, you want me to give away the whole sauce?
Oh, man, you don't have to.
You want the whole recipe?
I mean,
well, that's all right.
I can tell you what I got.
It's okay, because
it's your style that sells, man. It's
in
not
the words
the camera.
of Carlos Miller, it doesn't matter, what recipe you have. I mean, if you have the same recipe, that's fine, but
it's the love that goes into it.
What chef is cooking in the kitchen now?
Yes, exactly.
You ain't gonna get the same taste from the same chefs.
Exactly.
But,
right.
No, I'm just kidding. I actually on my A6300, I shoot with my main go-to is a 55 millimeter fixed lens, and like the f-stop is like a 1.4.
Oh, that's why you kill it in those spots, dude.
And my other one for wide, an amazing sensor on the on the Sony. But then, and my other lens that I use maybe for a wider angle would be a 24 millimeter fixed lens, and that's like more of like a 2.4, I think, or 2.8. But it's still kicks ass in low light settings.
Yeah.
But the 1.4 shooting into concerts at the Knitting Factory, give them to me. Book me. I got you. I'll help.
How'd you get the deal down in Texas? Did they contact you, or did you just forward some stuff and say, "Hey, I'd love to come down and shoot"?
I started watching this podcast called "Did You Miss Me?" and it was like, early on, they were probably maybe only like 30 episodes in or something. But I'm like, yo, these guys are fucking hilarious. And they really remind me of this other podcast called The 85 South Show. And the 85 South Show took it from what they're doing, where they're just sitting in a room, bullshitting, telling funny-ass stories, because, they're great comedians. But they also, like, 85 South Show took it to the next level. And they started doing live shows and live podcasts and stuff. And their venues just start, growing and growing and growing as their brand started growing and growing and growing. So early on, I'm like, fuck, well, here's maybe my opportunity to be their photographer for some behind the scene content for their Instagram page or for their websites or for their live shows. So I hit them up, in the middle of like whenever I discovered them in 2018, I was like, oh man, these guys are great. Hit them up on IG. I DM the main, like the podcast IG page. Yeah. I DM'd the page, and then I also started DMing. I found just scrolling through, looking at tags and comments and shit. I was able to find like the producers of the podcast, and I was able to find like who are the actual comedians and stuff, and find their IGs and DMing them as well. Like, yo, I'm
just
really
sending me your work and saying this is what I do.
Well, yeah. At that point, I had created the jetlag.media page because I have a personal account and a photography account and a business account.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started hitting them up on the business account saying, hey, look, I'm highly interested in working with you guys. I want to bring you guys some value, because that's, at the end of the day, everyone wants someone who can save them time and bring them value.
Right.
And and I really expressed like my interest in doing this, and even throughout like, I'm a veteran, like, try to get some veteran points out there. I was really just trying to, send them a message that will get their attention. Yeah. That's not going to waste their time. So when they look at it, if they do, they'll be like, oh, all right, cool. Let me hit this guy up. Let me respond. Let me, check him out and see what he's about. But yeah, they had actually, looked up, they looked at my work. They liked it, because before I had shot them, I had actually shot a comedy. Actually, no, I didn't even shoot with the Sony. I didn't even have the Sony then. They saw the Nikon work, and they were impressed with it and stuff. And they were like, all right. And they kept me posted about their first live show in Texas. And it was like, all right, January, we're going down to Dallas and stuff. And I was like, cool, I'll fly myself out. I flew myself out, got my own Airbnb.
That's what I would do, dude.
Got my own rental. Bought my own food. I wasn't going to ask for shit. Maybe a t-shirt in the photo. And a t-shirt from my mom. That's all I really wanted from them, for real. But even then, though, I was just going in there with zero expectations of, getting anything, except for just having that opportunity just to, document and work with some guys from LA and some guys you see on TV and all over YouTube and stuff. And maybe an opportunity to infiltrate their circle, get in the circle, and get on board with the team. And as they start to grow, maybe I can grow with them and help them along the way, because they didn't really have a dedicated photographer like, most bigger groups that do tours now.
Dude, and I see a lot.
I just shot my shot.
Yeah.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Dude, I'm right there with you, man. I did the same thing. I went on tour with We Were Giants, and it was with like Stay Sick Records, and so
wow.
So we did like
great experience, right?
It was insane, bro. Like, and they didn't ask for anything or whatnot. Like, for my work, they didn't ask for like anything at all. No gas money, nothing. They were just like, I bought a hotel for us like 5-6 days in, because I was like, these guys need a fucking break. They need to sleep in a bed. And so that was like literally all the money I spent outside of just my own food. But I got a unique experience. I built my portfolio. Like, I hung out with really fun fucking people. I was all the way from, we started in Spokane, went to California, all the way down. We hit like Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, all the way back up to like Denver, Colorado, Salt Lake, so Utah, Boise, like we did a full fucking loop in like, I think it was like 15 or 16 days, but like the experience and the photos and like my fundamental, like my fundamental understanding of the creativity that I do have, I was in my head all day, like editing photos. I had all day to like edit these photos, like, and I was like, oh man, this is totally more. And if you go through like the Channel 99 photos, you'll see like a progression on my style, my editing, like the quality of the photos.
Pretty much like everything on your page. I actually look.
Yeah, you did. And I appreciate your support, man.
I'd just be sitting there smoking and scrolling like everyone else. But at least if you're scrolling, at least be doing something productive on it.
Totally.
Don't just be completely wasting your time on it.
Yeah,
IG
exactly.
is the plug. Like, how did you meet them? Like, how did the opportunity happen?
He's my roommate.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, he rents out my room. out
Amazing.
of this house. Yeah, yeah.
See?
So we
Right
met.
place, right time.
Yeah, we met back in like 2012, and I told him, I was like, dude, someday you're gonna be, you're probably gonna be famous, because he played some of the music that he'd like covered and whatnot. And I was like, dude, you're probably gonna be famous someday. But we used to ride motorcycles together. Like, we used to do all kinds of stuff.
So you were there, like, supporting your friend way back
7
when
years
he didn't
ago.
have shit. Like,
Exactly.
Back when he wasn't shit, and now when he's starting to become shit, he's like, yo, bro, I got you. And
Yeah.
and shout out to everyone that does support me and Jetlag Media and everyone from back home that has been supporting me since y'all knew me back then, like, taking photos all over school. Like, I'm making sure, my people as well. Like, I want to have that same principle. I want to bring them up with me as well. Like,
Yeah.
once I build a platform, I want to be able to
Take care of
be
your
a
people.
gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And bring other people up, introduce you to so-and-so, and then you can build your platform at whatever you're good at with them, and then you can go over there and you can bring someone else up while I bring someone else up over there, and they can go that way, and then everyone eats.
Exactly,
Like, the
man.
bread is really big.
It's a community,
You gotta break
dude.
it. Like,
Yeah.
there's space for everyone out there. I've traveled to LA several times now, and mainly this year and at the end of last year has mainly been business trips. There's space for everyone.
Yeah. And
Like,
you can
I
be
promise
creative from anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, the internet has given us the ability to live in the middle of nowhere and still become like a successful like photographer or creative content provider in general.
You can get put on in Idaho or Iowa
Yeah,
or
totally.
Minnesota or wherever.
For the first,
The internet, this right here, these phones, like, this connects us to the whole
the whole world. The whole
Like,
world.
I can
Except
DM
maybe North
someone
Korea.
I can, well, yeah. Sorry.
I had
Sorry,
2
North
downloads
Korea.
from North Korea.
I do
though.
want to go to North Korea though. I want to go.
I do too.
I want to do like some dark tourism stuff, and I do want to explore Pyongyang. Like, I ain't going to go steal shit. I'm just curious. Like, I watched so many documentaries. There's so
Me
much
too.
like there's just so much curious shit going on.
Let's roll
there.
together, dude.
All right, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. The last white guy that went there,
He came home.
he
Yeah.
came back. I tried to tell him, hey, Dennis Rodman, that's my man. Yeah,
Just
I
don't
photograph him. Yeah.
Just don't steal flags or whatever it was that homeboy was
Quit
trying to
touching
steal.
shit.
Yeah,
Like
don't touch anything.
In the words of Carlos Miller, the honorable Carlos Miller, quit touching shit. But yeah, that was a really unfortunate circumstance for that young man that did unfortunately pass away. But
Yeah. What his name? Warmbier or whatever?
I have no
Warmbier?
fucking clue. I ain't gonna lie.
Otis Warmbier or something. I don't know. But R.I.P.
yeah.
homie.
Yeah, but with the photography, man, it's and having Instagram today, it's the gateway. Instagram is the plug. It's the key. You
Yeah.
just gotta put in that groundwork, and like you're doing, interning yourself out. Doing this free work. That's how I pretty much started as well. And you'll get to a point where it's like, all right, I'm a little bit established now. My value has gone up like tenfold. Like, all the work I've done in LA at this point, the work I did in Texas, the work I have upcoming when I go to Cali. Oh, and the stuff I've done here, the Snow the Product, Shoreline Mafia, Wyclef John.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, you got, all right,
You're like next
now
level.
It's time
I
to,
did
like,
Zion Eye the
now
other
it's like,
week.
pay me, fuck you, because these people are paying me. All right, now it's like,
Yeah.
at this point, it's like, all right, cool. Now I feel like at this point I have a value. Now
Yeah.
you're wasting my time if I don't come shoot your event, if you want me to do it for free. Will I do stuff for free out the kindness of my heart? If you're my homie, if we go way back, of course. If I'm like there, if I just happen to be there, yeah, and I have my camera, I got you.
Yeah.
But you can't just keep expecting stuff for free though at this point. Like, if you want, some small work done, some light work, yeah. I might give you a discount, but stop asking for free shit. You're not going to get it from me at this point. But that's because I am actually, I feel like my value has gone up.
Well, business isn't charity, man, and
But do give your time to those who can.
Yes.
Be
Be charitable.
value.
Yes. Be charitable, but business isn't charity, so don't ask for work for free. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm booking things that I'm getting contacted for paid things. Like people are like, hey, I want to pay you for this. Some of them like video projects, some of them like photography.
And
but
that's where you're dope at, because you do both.
I thank you. I kind of geek on it, but you are obviously somebody who is a mentor in your craft. Like, you've given me some insights. You're not doing anything that I haven't done. But
it's just time.
It's just time and networking, and I'm slowly working my way up. You know, I shot the Neurolux for the first time the other week. They were not very happy the first time I shot, because and I bought a ticket, but they were like, yo, you're too aggressive, you can't be here anymore. And I was like, all right. But I mean, it's not the first time. I get kicked off stages all the time, even when the bands are like, yo, stage presence, come on the stage. And like the venue will either come up like halfway through the set and be like, hey, you can't be on stage anymore, you're too distracting. Or afterward, like the owner will come up, or like the manager will be like, hey, like you're kind of like in the way of everything. And 99.9% of the time I mitigate it by saying, dude, the band wanted me to do that. Next time I'll be a little more conservative with my shots, you know, but I mean, that's just my style, and that's what I'm being asked to be there for, not paid for.
Yeah.
But
that's actually how it is in big cities, bro. Like, when you gotta get through and you gotta push through to get that shot, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Like they you know,
and I'm always very nice.
Paying you over there, like if you go to LA or New York or any big city, if they're paying you, you better, you know, and if this is like one of your first few gigs,
your job.
Yeah, you better bust your ass and get those shots. Like, do what you gotta do. Push people.
But
put
for
your
the most
hands
part,
up. Yeah.
But for the most part, like, I will hold my cameras up and I will get skinny, but I have a backpack on.
But we're both skinny though.
Yeah, but you get as skinny as you can.
Long arms.
Yeah, you get as skinny as you can. You're like, oh, I'm the photographer. Like, hey, let me through real quick. And I've only had one problem, and I've been to a lot of I've shot a lot of fucking concerts in the last like 8 months, and I've only had one time where this woman complained because I spilt like literally an ounce of water on her shirt. She freaked out, but all night she had been trying to dance with me, and I was like not having it, and I was just trying to get back to my spot, and then she freaked out. Yeah, so she complained to the venue, and then the venue talked to the management, and then the management for the band, and they're kind of like, I don't know if you've heard of Through the Roots, but the management for the band hit me up.
I think Beatrice is here.
Oh, I think I heard the doorbell. We actually should wrap up because I got to leave right now. It's 9.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good. No worries. But we'll record the intro. She can sit here for the intro. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for tuning into Channel 99. This is DJ.
This is a horrible way to end. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're totally good, man.
Cut you off.
I was going to cut you off at 9.
But he's about to do some photography shit anyway. So, yeah, we out here working. We out here trying. I mean, it's just, you know, consistency and just putting your head down, putting in the time, and just networking, and eventually, you know, you're going to get your shot. You're going to meet the right one.
Yeah, you will.
Like, it's just, you know, stay consistent. Don't give up on your dreams. Like, fuck anyone that's like doubting you, you know. More optimism. Just stay optimistic. Stay in there.
And do your thing. Just do what you do. And if anybody tells you not to do it, then just keep doing what you do, because one person's opinion does not matter. I get told by some people like your content's too aggressive, or you post too much stuff, or blah blah blah. And I'm like, you know what? That's my work.
Posting.
So
how else are you gonna get recognized? How else are you gonna find
it? Exactly.
Keep going. Fuck a hater. If they don't like it, all right. Unfollow you.
Everybody who's successful has a hater, and I'm slowly starting to get some, and I'm loving it. But all right, everybody. Make sure you make sure that you follow, that you subscribe, give us 5 stars, pass the episode along, and have a wonderful rest of your
In the words of Joey Diaz, make sure you stay black.